In the previous video, we learned how to configure the scope screen. Let's now see how to configure the sync rules within the visual connection setup. If you click Next, the sync rules screen will appear. That's where we will configure the mapping from one side to the other. Now, the easiest way to read the screen is to consider that the left side system is Jira and the right side system is Azure DevOps. So let's read the first mapping. What it says is that the labels on the Jira side are going to be mapped bidirectionally to tags on the Azure DevOps side. And it means that the tags and labels are synchronized bidirectionally and that the data will flow in both directions. Basically, you have all these different fields already configured for you, and the synchronization is automatically taking place. So if you're satisfied with these, all you need to do is click the Publish button, and you can start to synchronize items right away. You can change any of these, remove them, or do anything like that. So for instance, if we do not want the labels to be synchronized at all, we can simply delete this mapping from the sync rules. So let's delete that. All right, as simple as that. Now my labels and tags are not synchronizing anymore. Now, there's this little arrow next to the issue type. That means that you can expand it. You can either expand it by clicking on this, or you can just use the Expand All button at the top, and it will expand all mappings that can be possibly expanded. As you can see, the issue type on the Jira side is mapping to the work item type on the Azure DevOps side. So, a bug is mapping to a bug, an epic is mapping to an epic, and a task is mapping to a task bidirectionally. Now let's change that. To change it, click on the Edit Mapping button, and that will allow you the control to choose the way you want to do this. So let's say that I just want my issue type to synchronize from Jira to Azure DevOps. What I do is, I just choose the sync direction right at the very top, which makes this a unidirectional sync. So the issue type field will only synchronize from Jira side to the Azure DevOps side, but not the other way around. You could even go more granular than this. You can choose bidirectional at the top, and then you can choose that a bug maps to a bug unidirectionally. So there's a lot of configuration that you can do. Let's just say we don't want to map epics and tasks, but we would want a Jira bug to be mapped to an Azure DevOps task. So on the Azure DevOps side, let's choose a task at the bottom of this list. All right, my configuration is complete now. So any Jira bug will now automatically be created as an Azure DevOps task. There are some pretty useful values out here as well. So if no matching value is found on the target side, you can either choose Set a Default Value, and it will be created as some default work item type, or you can choose to report an error, or just ignore it, do nothing. Now that you're done with the configuration, let's map another one. This time, choose a subtask to be mapped unidirectionally as an impediment on the Azure DevOps side, and click Save once you're done. So after you make all the required edits, hit the Publish button, and that will finish the setup of the visual connection. Now your visual connection is ready for synchronization. Let's give it a few seconds to complete publishing. Remember that you're actually an admin on both sides, so whatever visual configuration you're making in Jira will automatically reflect on the Azure DevOps side as well. And you just configure the connection from one side. That's why it might take a while to publish. All right, it gives me a visual message that the changes have been successfully published. And that means my connection is ready and I can test it out.